Well, eventually it had to happen to every one of us. 2:34 in the afternoon, West Coast time. It is September 9th, 2024 for a Monday. The Sith Lord, known as Darth Vader, is officially and truly dead. The voice actor of James Earl Jones passed away just a couple hours ago, estimated. I hadn't read what he died of, but I've been hearing it from a lot of people that are making a lot of tributes. He was Mufasa. He was an admiral in the CIA. He was a bombardier pilot of a Stratos fortress. He was a baseball reporter disappearing into a field of dreams. He was Mufasa in the grass, becoming part of the great circle of life. He was a genteel. He was a voice that you'd never forget. He was a commanding presence on a theater stage. He was a commander of fleets, second in command only to the Empire, to the Emperor. He was his own empire. He was and a lot more. I had missed out on many opportunities to meet the man himself, to shake his hand and hear the voice that would stir people's imagination. Young age, this voice coming out of him, of a tall black giant with a face mask and their breathing issues. But he would use the force to choke people's lives. Just it was something you'd never forget on the screen. And the voice would be replaced by different faces that would not fit the voice. He would be a voice that would drive you crazy on video games, playing the Emperor, actually playing the Darth Vader. It would give you chills every time you'd use them, like screen games. But this guy, how do you how do you equate this simple guy whose commanding voice? It's like I am trying to find the words and I cannot. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to talk about it. How do you how do you find the right accolades? He wasn't looking for fame or fortune. It found him because of his own commanding nature. And it took him a while to get that going on. And it was I'd seen him on shows. I'd seen him creating different movies coming out and comedies. He would show vulnerable. He would show humanity, anger, love. An actor's actor. And a voice you would not. A voice you wouldn't. at this passing. Inevitable for all of us. Inevitable. But it was still there. It was still there. I've got a video game I could play the character once I qualify for it and slaughter whatever I could. But it was just... It's like something or someone just kicked me out of my soul and put me back in, and now I'm feeling discombobulated, you know? I feel like I still get that boot print in front of my chest here. I can't seem to get past it. I'm still trying to climb. I'm still trying to clamor for oxygen and verbiage, language. And the Empire song going through the head. The Imperial March. And I don't know how to get past it. It's like he wasn't a creator, he was just a voice and an actor on a stage. But even with that presence, he was making it known. He loved acting. He loved characters. He loved to portray. He wanted us to see he wanted us to see the characters, not the actor, or listen to the characters, and not just him. How do you, I don't get it. I know death comes for us all. I mean, if this was a Babylon 5 situation he put himself into, people would be saying he had passed beyond the Great Rim. Yes, he made one with the Force. Circle of life. Beyond the field of dreams. Now, how are you supposed to deal with that? I mean, yeah, death comes to us all, every one of us, including me. And I mourn his passage. I'm still stunned. I'm shock is the understatement. I've listened to this actor for a hell of a long while, but this. And if he was fighting something, I didn't hear anything about it, but I got him anyway. I guess maybe death made him an offer he wasn't going to refuse. And he joined. He's left us. Hell of a legacy, hell of a things for us to remember him by. And it still hurts because I don't know. We have death happening around us all the time. And it's hard to deal with that concept. Even for me, it's hard for me to deal with the concept. It's never easy to deal with it. Especially when you're dealing with something or someone that's something that you have a connection with one way or another. I connected with the universe back in '77 when it came out. I connected with a different universe earlier than that we celebrated on the 8th, which was yesterday. I couldn't celebrate that particular universe because it was tainted and I couldn't get past it. I couldn't. I couldn't get into a joy of a holiday, and I had only mourned a passing of someone close to me on that day. And now I've got to add more to the mourning at this point, because another portion of my life is gone. I have a voice of Vader meeting up with a great bird of the galaxy, and the two shall meet. Maybe there could have been a voiceover somewhere in the series. That would have been interesting, but it wasn't. It would have made a lot of fans go nuts. Even for a different character, his voice is iconic, and so is his presence. I think that would have disturbed everybody's equilibrium in the different zones. And how do you deal with this? So they will talk on social media. They'll do little clips on the regular media, but how we how we look at ourselves is a different story altogether. How we look at everything else is just, I don't know. Every time I'm going to look at Darth Vader, he's going to be not there. Presence of an evil empire. I can post the pictures of Darth Vader and hear the breathing. It's automatic in our heads. We can hear the Imperial March. Or else I'm going to be listening to the theme of The Lion King as Mufasa passes away in front of Simba. I remember watching the film of The Lion King and hearing James Earl Jones playing Mufasa. Mufasa! Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa! There was like a shiver in people's spine when you said that. Made the hyenas just shiver. And yet, I would see the image of Mufasa in my head and look in the sky. And there he is, joining it. Great circle of life. His body would feed the grass, feed the animals who would become the grass. New animals would come up, could perpetuate the circle of life. And a rising empire? A kid coming from a planet of dust and desert, of sand everywhere, born to a mother of love and angered at his existence, would carry on through an empire he would enforce. And at the end wake up, because his own progeny would remind him of who he was. Remember who you are. And he became part of the stars. Well, James Earl Jones, you have made leaps and bounds you didn't realize that you had an effect on everybody. I'm grateful for the time that you've had on Earth. I'm grateful for your many voice talents, for your commanding presence on a stage and film, but of your heart and of your character. You will live long and prosper in the memories and of everything that you've done. You have passed on what you've learned, and you were there. It did hit the hull, and you were there to hit it and hear it. You sent to Dallas to do its job and its mission to save the world. What more could you have done? What more could you have done, old friend?